Hello there folks, this is Ferenc on board again with a video about the idea and topic of normality. And it's been a long while, I know, since I have posted something, but I've just been testing my perseverance, let's say, in designing my video game. I can actually say that my video game's demo is complete, although I still have some time before I will publish it, so I will still keep adding a few things. I will play around with something called a state machine, but this is not the purpose of this video. So in this video I will actually present my point on normality, and I was inspired to present this video by, people usually, especially the younger generation, still asking themselves why they can't be normal. Now the question is, what do you define normal as? Okay, because this is a problem. Most people in life simply want to be things or want to achieve things, but they don't know what their road will be like, right? What path they have to go through. Which is not a bad thing in the first place, because if we are to take this into account, first of all, when one wants to achieve something and they don't know how to do it, it might mean that for them it's actually a big challenge. This is not something to back down from, but the point is, what specifically you want, most people don't know for sure if they really want that or not, because many people can easily get hyped up and they want to be something. But the question is, would you really be what you actually require? Like, you may have probably heard about, the universe will give you what you need, the universe will give you what you require, um, especially if you concentrate a lot on that. Now, this isn't entirely true, because let's be honest, how many times have you wished to be dead, right? Um, when people feel bad, right, when they are in a bad mood, they simply want to, throw in the towel, and they want to surrender, they want everything to end. Unless you put an end to your existence, things will not end, because you actually attract in your life what you put out. And if people put out misery, they, well, will draw misery in their life. So the point about normality is, most people don't necessarily know what normality would mean. All they want is to just be, like everyone else. But the question is, have you really come into this world to be like everyone else? Question is, and I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible, the question is, do you really wanna be just another brick in a wall? Because that's what Pink Floyd would say in their song. Many people want to be the same because they feel they are not worthy of other people's attention, and not being introspective at all, they don't know how to react in the presence of other people. They don't know how to hook their attention. So the problem that arises from this is that people want to be like others, because that way they will feel, that that person is more approachable. It takes a lot of loneliness and self-aggression to want to become normal, because the problem is, in this case, that you haven't come in here to be normal, you have come to be yourself. That is, how can I say? Well, we have to be our own selves, because that's not what normality is. Okay? If we don't function in these parameters, we will suffer. And it's not because I want it, or it's not because the universe wants it. It's how this universe actually works. The universe doesn't want you to suffer, but the point is, if you're straying away from who you really are, then we kind of have a problem, because it means you're lying. You see? And people who lie actually suffer a lot. If you keep a ball underwater, it takes a lot of pressure to keep the ball underwater. And sooner or later you will get tired and the ball will come to the surface. That's how it happens with the truth. The more you run away from yourself, some things within you will still pop up, irrespective of that or not. The only difference is, when they pop up, if you love yourself, you will embrace those, and you will work towards dealing with those and accepting that they are part of yourself. Embrace your own uniqueness, because that is actually part of your superpowers. It's one of the reasons why you came here. You came here to be different. As you see, most people want to be the same, and they kind of are in a way because they have low awareness. And the point is, when they are the same, you can actually see the misery in their eyes. They all share the same misery as well because they are straying so much from who they are. Now, on a spiritual level, most of those people also chose to experience life that way in here because that's one of the best ways they can actually learn. And, well, guess what? They're actually somewhat doing their purpose. Okay? So, you have to understand that in most situations, and if you're looking at a video like this, you didn't just come to suffer like those people. We all suffer and go through different traumas, especially at the beginning of our lives, because that's when we actually learn the most things, when we are the least aware. And then in life, as we become more and more aware, and we should actually keep on this track, the point is more and more opportunities will open up. But the question is, if you still um, latch to the older aspects of your life, right? Like wanting attention, wanting to please people. That's basically what your family teaches you. That's basically what school teaches you. Because what the only thing you're doing in school is you're trying to please some teachers, but you know they just know some things, but they don't have any valuable proof that they are actually worth your attention. Sure, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to them and do what they say, but like remain to your own self, even if it costs you a lot of things. You see, the point is, if you please people and you fight against yourself, that is a way of cancer. And I'm not saying you're gonna get physical cancer because of that, but the stress that you're putting into your body, and the body has tremendous amounts of energy, but also has a tremendous memory. All these traumas that you're putting into your body may actually sooner or later lead to the so-called physical cancer. But this is not the purpose of this video. The problem with these people that are normal, and especially now with the cunt virus, is that, well, you see, they are gonna suffer even more because the job economy is dying and is almost dead. And finally, the idea of meritocracia, as I call it, is starting to wind up. Because finally, people will start realizing that the more value you provide to others, the more abundance you will start having in your life. It's for the moment, it's actually a skill economy. The more skilled you are, the finally you are actually gonna be more taken into account. Unfortunately, the corporate mentality is still strong, so this will be fading sooner or later. But the point is, the corporate world is a result of the schooling system as well. It is actually maintained by that because when you're born in a family who had a lot of traumas and they were pleasers of other people, you'll probably end up as one. And school will make sure that you're becoming better at pleasing other people, so that when you're presented in the face of your gods, or your bosses usually may have this impression that there are some gods working on this planet. Well, when you enter the corporate world, you will be shy and deconstructed enough that you will not fight against those. And once you join a corporate world, you're nothing else than a resource, basically what you have been throughout your life, in the face of others, because those people are miserable. Okay, even your boss, they are very miserable, because even if they're your boss, they only get a bit more money, but they still have to spend as much time doing certain work. Okay, people who work, most of them, and this is international statistics, not me saying, they say 80 or 9, even 90% of the people, they are miserable because they are working in a job they don't like. But some of them still don't take into account that they can actually change their job. Of course, in some situations it might be too late because, a certain age or, attachment to certain jobs, but that is the point of corporatism. It is nothing else than our shadow, our darker side. That aspect, okay, is a way for us to pay the karmic debt that our race has acquired and that our race keeps acquiring, because there are a lot of reasons why we have karma, right? We butcher too many animals, we butcher too much of the planet's forests. So as it was said in the Matrix movie, we are kind of becoming a virus to this world, so that is why a reset button was required. That is why so many people stay in lockdown, because, you know, in a way we chose to experience this before life, but let's not entrench too much in that idea. So the point is, shortly said, if you feel that you're not normal, most likely you came here not to be normal. Because when you want to be normal, like, just look around you. Do you see a normal person that is actually happy? Well, they're either pretending or they're either themselves, because that's what normal means. Life is taught always, life is taught in reverse. If you carefully look at whatever you are doing, you will see that whatever you are taught to say, you will feel that it is not good. There is that inner voice within you that tries to get your attention and say, hey, this is not good. And that voice is not necessarily a voice. Doing those things and whatever you did that most likely also led you to this video, doing those things most likely resulted in you being miserable. Okay? So the question is, why are you miserable if you are doing what other people say? Well, the question is, shouldn't you also be doing what you say? Because in the end, other people don't live your life. And you don't live other people's lives. But they will happily mingle with your life because they are miserable. And many people, when they're miserable, they also want you to be miserable. That's how things actually work. And unfortunately, in many people's cases, it might be their families, it might be relatives, it might be, well, school for sure. So the point in life is, these things you may not change because, well, many people will do this unconsciously. But there are people who do it consciously, and I assure you that at least to a deeper level, they are doing it consciously. They might not show you, but, you know, a part of that people's misery comes from the fact that they're treating you like this. Now, the question would be why you shouldn't be normal. Well, when you are normal, you're just gonna be like any other person. You're gonna have some studies, and you're not gonna have anything different. The reason why there are rich people in the world is because they have something different. Rich people will always do the hard work to become better, okay? That is why their life becomes easy. Poor people usually do the easy stuff, and that is why their life becomes hard. This is something that I learned, and it is quite a truth that is worth taking into account quite a lot, and deeply if possible. Moreover, if you choose to become normal, you're just gonna be like everyone else. You're gonna be used like a resource to create the walls that, you know, will be the foundation for the success of other people. And I'm not saying that successful people are bad, because successful people are actually good. They are creating opportunities for other people to work in, okay? Now, of course, the salaries might not be the best thing, but come again, successful people have money because they give value to people. To go even further, when you are used as a brick in a wall, the problem is the wall might break from time to time. And when those bricks break, well, the problem is they are just some normal bricks. They are easy to replace with other normal bricks. And the problem is, in the corporate world and in the world of work, is that the more experienced you become, you're becoming also a problem. Because there will always be another slave that is willing to do that work for much less. So, you're just gonna be disposed. All these being said, I hope I opened your eyes a bit on why you shouldn't be normal, and, well, the reason why you are not normal or you're willing to be normal is, well, you're still requiring attention, but the question is, you're disregarding yourself. Please do take yourself more into account first and become more introspective. If you get to know yourself well, you will see that knowing other people is easy peasy, okay? It's just nothing, okay? It's just piece of cake to understand others if you can understand yourself well. I'm not saying that you should understand yourself perfectly, but as much as possible as you can understand yourself, you will see that the more you understand yourself, the more people you will be able to understand. Or you will understand certain people, but much faster. And the reason why you are not like the others in most situations is because you came here not to be like them. And, well, If you don't like the world you live in, as someone else said that I've been following for a long time on YouTube, as they said, the point is you didn't come here to live other people's dreams and societies, you came here to create new ones, okay? So, it would be preferable if you actually start working on those seeds, because daydreaming is good, it gives you some ideas, but dreams are just like seeds. If you don't water them with action, they will never get into reality. So, all this being said, take care. Um, Whatever you are doing is the best you can, so don't forget this. Whatever you are doing is the best you can at the right pace for you in life. So don't rush things because it will end up in overstressing yourself, which will mean extra pain. Okay, so all this being said, take great care. You are loved and appreciated. Ferenc on board signing out.